One of the attorneys who represented Jamaica's songwriter Flourgon in the copyright infringement lawsuit has shed more light on the general legal principles of the case that impacted the decision to settle the lawsuit. Attorney Stephen Drummond has disclosed that despite the wide popularity and use of the phrase at the center of the lawsuit, legal protection is still available to these phrases under certain conditions. The settlement has received widespread coverage and commentary since it was revealed on Friday. Flourgon sued American singer and songwriter Miley Cyrus in March 2018, arguing that elements of the artist's We Can't Stop were very similar to his 1988 song We Run Things. Speaking Monday on RJR's Beyond the Headlines, Mr. Drummond stated that while there may be phrases widely used in popular culture, they may still be protected in songs under certain conditions.
Phrases can be copyrighted and protected. So it's not necessarily, you're not necessarily listening to any one song to say they sound exactly the same. Let's take something like Amazing Grace, for example. So if you were to take the words Amazing Grace and you use them in any context, that's the original song, then because you're not saying the same thing or using it in the same genre of music doesn't mean it's not copyrightable. So I'm just speaking in general terms that a phrase, whether it's used in one genre of music versus another genre of music, the fact that they're not identical, the genre of music, doesn't mean it's not copyrightable and doesn't mean you won't have a case necessarily.
According to Reuters, the sum of the settlement has not been disclosed, and Flourgon, Cyrus, Sony, which owns her label RCA Records, and other defendants filed a joint order in Manhattan Federal Court on Friday, preventing the lawsuit from being revived. Members of the legal teams for both parties have expressed surprise at the public disclosure of the settlement, as the details have remained private. In addition, the legal team of Flourgon has sought to explain that the reports circulating of a multi-million-dollar payout are grossly exaggerated and have put the artists at risk. In the meantime, Mr. Drummond has made an appeal in relation to developments since the announcement. He states that the misinformation about the settlement has caused some concern.
I have a client who lives in Jamaica, and because things have developed since this news broke that was beyond our control, I wanted to emphasize to the leadership that I do believe the safety of Flourgon is important, not just to Flourgon himself, but to the entire Jamaican community. Because if harm were to become him, then the impact would also be far-reaching because it would deter people like myself and others to not want to travel to Jamaica.
Michael Sharp, Frontline News.